previously on the Elevate With Us podcast. So excited to welcome our guest today, Morgan Yonge. She has a really, really interesting background, including being a realtor at some point.
I prospected and was so focused on the growth and the learning of it. There was a month I had 9 cancellations. When we have something beautiful happen or we're in love, the oxytocin's flowing, we have endorphins from going to the gym, our vibration is so much higher. And those are those feelings like we start to see all the beauty in the world. And
right.
We're feeling love and we're feeling joy and peace. The Staples Easy button, have you seen that?
I love
where you
it.
press the button and you go, that was easy.
Yeah.
So there's certain clients I've had where I'm like, I either buy them a button or tell them to buy one. And everything they do that feels hard or challenging, or even the little things, they do their laundry or they do the dishes, press the button and affirm, hear it back to yourself. That was easy.
When I first started in real estate here, I was in a hard place in my life. I was going through a divorce and a lot of stuff was going on. It was very easy for me to be negative if I wanted to. And I ended up finding this real estate coach who really believed in mindset. It was I'd like to say it was an accident, but it happened on purpose. It's what I needed at the time. Mm-hmm. And something she always did on your initial coaching call from her is she would, especially when she was working with women, it worked really well. She would tell you to have a hair rubber band. And every time you had a negative thought, she would say, move it, not hit yourself with it. Because I've heard that.
I've heard that. You snap
No,
it.
she just tells you to move it. So you're conscious of how often you have negative thoughts.
Yes.
And that awareness will lead you to stop doing it because you're like, oh, I mean, you're moving it like 72,000 times a day. In the beginning, I could not believe how often my mind spoke terrible about myself or about the people in my life or whatever was going on or whatever the situation is. And I think, or I know, the best way to change something is to become aware of it. Yes. And you don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what you're thinking. So you might be saying terrible things in your mind right now, but I wouldn't know. But
most of the time it's la la la.
Yeah. You're singing songs. No, in my mind, what you're doing, you're just jumping.
Yeah.
You're just like
back handsprings.
Yes.
I have dreams like that where I just do like 800 back handsprings.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's so cool. I wish I wish I could do that. That sounds fun.
You can in your dream.
In my dream. I can
you feel like you're flying.
So I fly when my horse is too old now, but we used to jump over things on purpose. That's what I tell people, and so that feels like flying. It is the coolest feeling ever as you're like going fast or cantering and you just jump over things. I mean, it's the most amazing feeling.
I love that.
Ever. So that would be like my adrenaline rush would be all the things I get to do with horses.
So a little bit back to social media.
Yes.
Because we were talking about, the negative thoughts that come up. And a lot of that does come from social media and the comparison. Comparison is the thief of all joy.
It is. That's one of my favorite expressions. Right? I say it all the time. Is it Voltaire?
I have no clue.
I'm going to be mad now. I think so.
Okay. Well, don't be mad.
It's really hard for people, right? Because they've been in real estate or whatever for 1 year and they're doing better than me.
Yes.
Yeah. Comparison is the thief of joy.
All highlight reel. You're seeing everyone else's highlight reel. No one's real on there.
No one's real.
Well, the ones who are probably they're doing better on social media now.
Right. Right. Because that's what people want.
And the reality.
Well, and I think it's a shift, right? I think that for a while, social media was like, what I'd like to call unicorns and rainbows. And now it's like unicorns and rainbows with real stuff, like a unicorn that has her, it's like painted on or whatever, because you have to be authentic with it.
Unicorns poop too.
They do, but I think they're really pretty.
Probably glittery poop.
Glittery poop.
Yeah.
Actually, glittery poop would be so messy.
It would be. I know. Glitter is the herpes of all craft supplies.
It's horrible. So ridiculously amazing because I have a son who literally has a glitter phobia.
Oh.
So years ago when I was divorced and my ex-husband had a living girlfriend, her daughter got glitter art for Christmas. I'm going to back up and say Trevor is on the spectrum and is very particular about his stuff. His autism is beautiful. It makes him a beautiful, amazing human being.
It's a superpower.
It is a superpower for him, for sure. But not in this case. It was very stressful. So she got glitter art. They played the glitter in the main part of the home, and the glitter got on his stuff. And his currency in life are his items. Like when he was a kid, if he got in trouble, we would take his stuff. That was worse than timeout or anything out taking away TV, technology, his currency is stuff. And so he would lose his Legos or his little guys. He like loved action figures and stuff. So it got on his stuff and he like lost his mind. I mean, the poor child washed his hands until they were raw. It was a 3-week heal. He had to get excused from writing at school. It was that bad. And because just so you know, the glitter never goes away. I mean, you find it for years. So
I don't blame him.
Well, the good news is I've decided, and this is me being cheeky, he'll never marry a stripper. Right? Like there's a positive in this, right? Because I'm an eternal optimist. I'm going to find the good side in it. But it was like a 1.5-year recovery where he would, if we, like Michael's is his worst nightmare.
The worst nightmare.
We like, it's on your shoes, that's on your shoes, it gets in the car, it gets everywhere. In your house. We're a lot better than
cards. Do you have to open cards for him? Because what if he opens a birthday card and has glitter on it?
Well, most people who love him know, and they would never give him a glitter card.
That's good. Okay.
But you're right, glitter is
it's everywhere.
I'm taking it back because I love unicorns, because I like a little girl who likes horses.
Yeah.
They do not poop glitter.
Yeah.
Maybe they poop glitter in
cupcakes.
Encasements, cupcakes. They could poop cupcakes. That'd be great.
I love it. I love it. These are the conversations that bring me joy.
Oh, good. Well, you got to have fun, right? I mean, life's so crazy.
It is.
And in both a good way and a bad way. And, I think that we're now in a society place where, like, you can kind of be more authentically you.
Yes.
And it's okay to be like, to kind of not go on the path that you're supposed to. Like, I think there's a big push for kids not to go to college anymore. For them to go to a trade school, which, I'm in my 40s. When I was a kid, that was like I didn't even know it was an option. No one talked about it. It was like, you go to college. And now they realize that, maybe the debt you get from it isn't what you needed. And perhaps as a person, that wasn't best for you.
And how do you know what you're supposed to study at that age?
At 18.
When you have no clue.
I know.
What that job entails. No one told me what it was going to be like to be a news anchor. I had to go pay for 4 years of college to find out I want nothing to do with the news.
Well,
and there's a cap on your income, and you got to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And I'm like,
I always think about that. Like when you're on the morning show.
Yeah.
Like, what time do you go to bed? Like, what's
your no social life?
I mean, it's crazy. It must be really hard. But, and I get it. Like, I went to college to become a veterinarian. My senior year, decided not to do it. And I did some medical research. I didn't like that and became a teacher. I have a master's in education. And now I'm in a career that you only needed a high school diploma for. So, girl, I get it. You just never know where life's going to take you. But I do feel, and I'm sure you do too, that you wouldn't be where you are without those life experiences. And even though the career path that you studied didn't happen, but I bet you the things you learned help you now.
The internships were the best.
Oh, neat.
Just being immersed in a whole different company. And, the companies I was with, they treated their interns so well. So I was so fortunate.
I think that's a misnomer that, like, I think that's a Hollywood thing that interns get treated like
just
poop.
Have to get coffee.
Yeah, they just get coffee.
It was
the Devil Wears Prada.
Yes. Such a good movie.
So crazy.
Yeah. I was very fortunate, though, and I learned so much about video editing and marketing, and that's all really helped me a lot in my business.
For sure, especially now as you're pushing content out, and I'm going to hold you accountable in your 3 reels a day.
Do it. I love that.
I would love to add that into my life.
Yeah.
But again, you have to restructure your day and whatnot.
Yeah. I'll hold you accountable to posting those reels from Thanksgiving. And
so I should just do it on the 6-month anniversary of Thanksgiving, which is like right now.
Yeah. It's right now.
It's like this week.
Yeah.
It's today. I'm going to do today. It's a Thursday.
Let's go.
All right. After this.
You can tag me in it.
Yes. After this, I'm going to just do it. I'll just say this is the 6-month anniversary of Thanksgiving.
Better late than never.
Yeah, why not? Oh my gosh, that's too funny. When you're helping people with the life coaching, do you encourage them to have a specific morning routine?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel that like when you make your morning, that's the right, when you get your morning, like the whole day's great.
Yes.
And then those days when you sleep late by accident, your alarm didn't go off or whatever, how you woke up and you stepped in your dog's puke, it really sets the tone for the day. And it can be like those days. And so what types of things do you suggest to your clients in reference to like get your morning?
It depends on their goals.
Okay.
Everyone is completely different. So some people need slow mornings, and they should allow themselves the compassion of a slow morning because it's beautiful and gentle. And we're in this hustle culture right now where everyone's like, do in the morning. First thing, do this, do that, do this. Take your vitamins, make your bed, blah, blah, blah. Yes, take your vitamins, make your bed, brush your teeth, put your gym clothes on, those things. But at the same time, enjoy the beauty of stillness. Go bring your coffee outside and enjoy the sunshine. Bask in the sunshine. I've started to call myself a lizard because people have spirit animals. I'm a lizard. I like to bask. I like to be. I like to sit still.
Wow.
And then I like to take small little spurts and run. And then I like to bask some more.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that's so interesting.
A little bit of wild lizard stuff.
Like
and
you
then,
like just like go like a little crazy and then,
I go and hustle a little sprint.
And then you,
and then I bask.
And then you like,
I bask.
You get your energy back. And then you.
Yeah. One of the things I like to talk about in my workshops is the dance between discipline and compassion. Because we have,
that's so powerful.
Right.
Wow. That's hard. That's a tough concept.
Yes. Because discipline is very important these days. We have to push our bodies or else we could become like still water and stagnant water and we grow algae and disease.
Right. No, I mean, you're not wrong. And it's hard to balance that, you know, if you're a person that needs a slow morning to not think of it as lazy.
Yes.
Right. Because
lazy
has a negative connotation to it. Is it really a negative word? I don't know. But
it
having
is if
that
you're not
kinda,
accomplishing things, but you can be lazy and accomplish a lot.
Yeah.
Like if you want to lay in bed and still work all day, you know, you have free will to do that. But it's a beautiful world out there. This world is such a gift. The sunshine, the beach, the mountains, like we have so much to experience that if we are just working our lives away and indoors all the time, like, no, we need a healthy balance of all of it. So take all of it in as much as you can and find that appreciation for every little ounce of it because it's delectable.
So when you meet someone and let's just say they're a compulsive overachiever, right? And they're so wound up and now they're miserable and they might have accomplished a lot of work type or money type goals. How do you talk to them? Like what kind of because if you tell them to just like sit down outside and drink a cup of coffee, they're like so wound up they can't. So for somebody coming from that point of view, what do you suggest for them?
Well, it depends. Am I with them in person? Because I have a client who she comes over and we do this kind of stuff together. So she came over and she expected us to get right to work. And I was like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go lay outside on a blanket in the shade for 10 minutes and look at the grass. We're going to watch the grass grow for 10 minutes. And that's your homework. I tell it, it's homework. So she thinks she's doing something.
Right, because she needs that accountability because she's goal-driven.
And then from that place, it slows her down just enough for her to be present with me. And then we can start talking about childhood and where you've put your worth, what your parents did growing up. Everything stems from childhood.
Right.
And those inner deep-seated beliefs. So like cognitive behavioral therapy, those beliefs that we have, they create our whole entire world. They create our actions, our thoughts, our emotions, and then our behaviors, which all flow into how we show up in the world. And then what's reflected back, it's a big cycle. So when we are focusing first on, okay, what were the beliefs that you had in childhood? Where have you put your worth? Is your worth in your work, or are you worthy for just being alive? Because a flower is growing, and a flower doesn't have to do much other than be. And we are human beings, not human doings. I know we've probably heard that as a cliche term, but still, like, if we just take the time to find our worth is within. We are divine. We are beautiful human beings. And our worth is not in our work. It's in our beingness. So do you really have to go work that hard? Do you have enough money to just take a weekend off or go spend some time, quality time with friends and family? And it's finding those little things that bring you joy that aren't work and doing more of those.
Yeah, I mean, that's so hard. I mean, especially I think for realtors, which is a lot of my audience, is that we do get, I like to say, I just interrupted myself, which is hysterical. There are no emergencies in real estate, right? We're not cardiac surgeons or brain surgeons. Like, no one's going to die if you don't answer that message.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Right? But they freak out, right? Yeah. They're like so concerned. And, you know, as a broker, I've tried really hard to tell my agents, listen, I love that you care so much. Like that is part of what's making you such a great realtor, is that ability of empathy that you have for the other party, that they feel panicked.
Yeah.
However, do yourself a favor and remember at 9 p.m., if the poop's hitting the fan, nothing's going to change. It's 9 p.m. It's outside of normal working hours, and you have to set those boundaries. You can recognize it, or you can tell your customers in advance, you know, I will answer all calls the next day. But it's, you know, it's a difficult shift because you want to provide the best customer experience. You want it to be white glove. You want it to be 5-star. There's so many realtors here. You don't want them to say, oh, well, I reached out to Larry and Larry didn't respond within 5 minutes. But, you know, when I worked with Sarah always responded within 5 minutes. And that's a very, very difficult concept to overcome. That.
Well, I invite people to, you know, your emotions are very telling as to what you should do next. I call them emotional indicators. So if you have an emotion, so say it's 9 o'clock at night and your client is blowing you up, and you could text them, but think about it as, is this text coming from a place of fear or of force? Am I scared that this client is going to hate me?
Absolutely. I can almost guarantee that's where it's coming from.
Yeah. And most of the time it's like, no, the client will respect me if I respect myself. But I have to do the thing that's best for me and say, hey, I'll get to you tomorrow because I am spending time with my family right now.
And I think that a lot of agents become burnt out because they're unable to really set firm boundaries that allow them to rest and to be still. So something I've adopted in my life, which is going to sound crazy, is I drive in silence.
Yeah, I did that the whole way here.
I mean, I like never. I mean, unless I'm driving for a really long period of time. Sometimes I need music, sometimes, or the news or a podcast. But I would say 95% of the time I drive in silence, and it's what's allowed me to ground my chaos. And there's a lot of chaos, but I embrace it. The chaos isn't a bad thing. I think I enjoy chaos, to be honest with you. I like problem solving. I like hearing it and feeling it and then fixing it and then going on to the next chaotic event. Which sounds a little crazy, I'm aware, but I've realized that it's one of the reasons why I love real estate, is that every deal is different. And they're all different. There's not a checklist where a lot of people, they can't do it because there isn't a checklist. Because you can't draw a roadmap that says when this happens, do this, because when that happens, there might be 7 options. So I walk every morning, and I also walk in silence.
Beautiful.
I used to listen to educational pieces, and I have not been able to work that professional development reading time back into my calendar as I've made this shift. It'll happen as other things move on, but that walking and driving in silence has really grounded me. I read an article about how Americans don't like silence. In other cultures, they do. So it was really interesting because I never felt uncomfortable driving in silence, which I guess is a little bit strange for American culture.
Yeah. And so with that, most of the time, that comes with that hustle culture.
Yes.
We have to be learning something
every minute,
taking in content or information. Like if I'm driving in silence, oh no, I could be learning something right now. Or the entertainment culture. Like, oh, I could be enjoying my music right now. But in reality, silence is the best thing for us. So you're exactly right with that.
I love it. I mean, it's really been quite changing for me. So I encourage you, drive in silence. Just try it. I mean, sometimes if my phone rings, I do answer it. I don't ignore the calls. But when I can, I drive in silence. It's been a game changer.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, absolute game changer. So for someone that, the realtors out there, the people that are listening that are like, wow, like I am not happy with my life. Like this is really, kind of struck a nerve. And I realize that my job is just paying bills, but it's not fulfilling me. What should the first, is there a book you think they should read? Like what would be something great for them to do to, like a gateway, like the gateway drug?
Yeah. I mean, The Happiness Trap is a really great book.
I don't know that one.
Russ something or other. I don't remember his name right now.
The Happiness Trap?
The Happiness Trap is a really good one. But first, think back to what you did during childhood that made you super happy. And then think about how do you picture your day-to-day life in the future?
Okay.
Start with what's the best thing that could happen? What is the best life that I could envision for myself? But don't think small, because most people think small and they think that they still have to hustle for the money. And if money wasn't an object, if money didn't matter, what would you be doing? Because these days we're very fortunate to be able to create a life around any business.
Yep.
And it could be the one thing that brings you the most joy. Or in my case, 7 things that bring me joy.
7 things that bring you joy. So I think this is going to fascinate a lot of people. Talk to me about the acrobatic thing.
Oh, acrobatics, yes.
So like, do you like perform places? Do you get hired to do maybe like at a play or something? Like what's that like? It's just super fascinating.
So fun. So my favorite apparatus is the 𝗨𝗨. It's like the hoop that hangs from the ceiling. And it's really good for ambiance and parties. So I've done Halloween parties. I've done birthday parties.
So you like hang from the ceiling?
Yeah, hang from the ceiling. Or there's like a big 4-point up to like a single point apparatus. It's like 25 feet high.
Oh, that is like a traveler.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'll do that. We did that at a spring fling party a couple months ago. It's so much fun, and it just creates this incredible ambiance. And
so, not to compare this, but it's kind of like Cirque du Soleil type of things.
Absolutely. Yeah,
that you do.
I'm not on that level, but
stop talking about yourself like that. You are Cirque du Soleil level.
Oh, I'm the Jacksonville Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. I love that.
It's beautiful. I really do love it, and it's very addicting. I love handstands. I love doing handstands in people's hands. So the acro yoga part of things.
I can't even imagine what that's like. I mean, that addicting. Requires a lot of trust because the other person's holding you. The other person has to be pretty strong.
But mainly trusting in yourself. Like, I can take someone off the street and tell them to lift me over their head. And because I know what I'm doing. I know I can hold myself. I know how to fall. And that could be a metaphor for life too.
Right,
if you know how to fall, then you're unstoppable.
Exactly. No, I love it. No, that's really, really neat. I mean, it's
fun. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cool. I would love to watch it. I would love to see
come
it.
To my house. I have a 𝗨𝗨 in my living room.
So you just have the circle thing set up?
Yeah. I have a 𝗨𝗨. I have a pole in the living room.
So, I told you this used to be a dance studio.
Yes.
I think, so we have huge, what are those called? Eye things?
Oh, well, I-beams?
I think for ropes or scars or something. Silks. There we go.
Yeah. You have a hook or?
Yeah, and they're ginormous.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
We'll have to have you come by.
Yeah. Next time you host a party,
your 𝗨𝗨.
Put me in the living room
from there. Yeah. We'll send a video of it. I promise.
I'll pass out champagne from the 𝗨𝗨. That's always a fun thing.
Wow, that's so neat. Yeah. So do you have a separate contact place for people that, that's another.
Yeah, that's mainly through 𝗥𝗢𝗚 Athletics.
Okay.
It's not my company, it's my best friend's. And she's recently rebranded to Fun or Nothing. So I think her website's funornothing.life.
Okay.
So check it out
How
there.
How cool is that? That's so amazing.
Yeah, it's so fun.
For sure. No, I think that we all need outlets, and that's what it sounds like it is for you. And the fact that you've turned it into a little bit of a business. I mean, what could be better than that?
Oh, yeah.
Then it fills your, I call it a bucket instead of a cup. So it fills your bucket, gives you a little bit of money, which helps in life. It's a necessary evil, and you get to bring joy to other people. So lastly, what is the best piece of advice you could give for somebody who knows they need to grow spiritually? They've probably watched The Secret. Maybe they've tried some manifestation, and they're like, what else do I need? What should I do? What would you tell someone?
Well, there's like 10, 10, 10. So 10 minutes of meditation.
Okay.
10 minutes of journaling. And then 10 minutes of reading something that is a personal development book.
Wow.
So only 30 minutes a day, and you get a really good head start to your personal development or spiritual journey. So I recommend reading the Bible. I like the gospel personally. So
absolutely.
In that 10 minutes, you're filling up multiple buckets.
Wow, that is so profound and so simple.
It's very simple.
So 10 minutes of meditation.
Yeah.
10 minutes of journaling. In the 10 minutes of journaling, can you do your affirmations?
Absolutely. I recommend listing appreciations, and preferably some things that you're grateful for that aren't the things that you always say you're grateful for. Because most of the time it's, I'm grateful for my body. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for my car. I'm grateful for my dog. And instead of just repeating those things, because that's not pulling up those feelings of gratitude, like full, deep feelings, think about things in the last 24 hours that you're so grateful for. Because you're scanning, if you're thinking about the things in the last 24 hours, you're going to start going through life looking for things to be grateful for. And it changes the way that our brains are wired. If we're scanning for things to be grateful for, we are opening our eyes up to see more joy in the world.
Wow, that's so amazing. So amazing. I just love this. I'm so glad we finally connected. I mean,
me too.
Sometimes social media gets a little...
Yeah.
But for us, it's been so amazing because we've developed this friendship online and we finally got to meet.
And this is our first conversation.
It's our first conversation.
Isn't this cool?
Well, I think did we speak on the phone?
We did speak on the phone.
We spoke on the phone
briefly.
But it's like the first time we really met, and it's been so simple and amazing.
Yes.
You're a super easy person to talk to.
Likewise.
Just such great energy. I can't wait to see what the future holds for both of us.
Yes,
our paths are going to cross. I cannot wait to host a sound bath with you. Morgan Yonge, I'm so glad you came today. Thank you for being a guest here, and I can't wait till next time.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.